Hello guys and welcome to Bachacolio Streams. As usual, I am Bachacolio and today I will continue building the Necromunda gang for Goliaths. I'll just give a few moments for anyone to join up. And then we will be getting started. Again, as usual, I made the mistake of taking a nap before starting to stream, which means that I will be a bit groggy in the beginning, but I will get momentum as the stream goes on, hopefully. So yeah, these are the guys that we will be working on. And here are the guys that we have done so far. Oh my. Yeah, the exposure does not like white. I'm gonna have to think of something. Counteract this fact. Especially in the painting videos. To be able to get something done in the matter. Aside from that, I am pretty excited. I've made some touch-ups to the stream. One being the inclusion of the chat on screen, as suggested by Big in Space yesterday, for the purposes of YouTube viewing, and also if anyone feels more comfortable just watching. And though now that I see it, I think that the messages come out a bit small, but this is something that I can fix for next stream. This is just testing out the waters. Also, I have added a scene that will allow me to show up some screenshots. Anyone is sending me links of pictures, something along those lines, so we will be able to take a look at these. You wouldn't need to just take my word for it. So ideas for today, as I have already built up 4 torsos, I think I'm just gonna go with 2 more from the other sprue. Oh well, actually I have 1 more right here that I will build, and 1 from the new sprue. After that, if we have some time, I will start working on the arms and possibly put on some accessories. And after that, I will drill some holes and fill them out with putty so that we can make them interchangeable. Following that, I will probably start painting them. Which means that I may need to start doing some painting off stream, particularly on the Norse team. to ensure that I make good time. Actually get it a move on, because I've been spending a bit too much time on the base colors. Aside from that, it has been a bit of a rough day at work, but we're having nice weather now, and things are coming into place. Can't really complain on that front. There will be a few events for this weekend, and after that we will start scheduling the actual live games in our league, in our local league. The regular season for Rebel has now ended, and I will not be getting a ticket for the Challengers Cup, so I will probably just enlist for season 12 right away, and then I will see what the admin team has ideas for us to fill our time in the off season. As previously stated, I would like to see the re-emergence of the Cripple ladder, which will give us a bit of Cripple Cup type matches and will allow me to have a more regular schedule, unless the live games on tabletop interfere with this, as they will take priority. So yeah, this is pretty much how I intend things to happen. No idea if they actually will. Right then, so I will just take a sip of water and I will jump straight into the nitty-gritty. Right. So let's just get this out of the way now. And I will get the head that I cut out last time. This will be the one that we will be using for this body. This will be the titular spiky dude. So let us proceed with cutting off his sprue bits. As usual, keeping the flat part of the clippers next to the body, trying not to take off any material from the model itself. And here comes the body. For for anyone who was able to join today. We had a lovely discussion on music and on my experience with the Hills of Rock Festival last weekend. And again, thanks to Big in Space, I was able to discover a lovely new band to listen to of the more humorous variety. And I have also posted one of the songs on Facebook, as I thought it was quite thematic to what we are going to be doing today. Just cleaning up bits and pieces of a various nature. So, what else would be new in this case? Well, I am considering adding layouts to the stream. I don't know. I've looked through some layouts. They do look overly complicated for my current needs, as they include subscriptions and bits and things like that, which I do not yet have access to in Twitch. So that will just take off screen space, which wouldn't be particularly necessary. I would like to put a border around the face cam for just a bit of a more systematic view. I will continue looking through that, however. I'm not yet 100% set on it. I'll play around with the chat box, making it more appealing, more easy to read. I may have set the messages to disappear a bit too quickly, so I may increase the delay on the messages as well. But generally this is how things are going to be. Small touch-ups here and there, applying them to see if they work, and if they work, fiddling about with them until I am happy with the result, and naturally until you are all happy with how things look. I want you to have a nice experience, being able to see the messages easily, also being in frame, which I currently wasn't. And little by little improve the quality of the stream in general, improve my banter little by little, as I do realize I'm being a bit on the boring side for the time being. This will improve, I hope, naturally as I build up experience in the matter. I don't think I'll be able to become too much of a jumpy and overly hyped streamer, simply because I use these streams to unwind after a work day, which is usually long and tiring. So I will be keeping things chill and smooth for the most part. As this is the third iteration of the build stream, there really wouldn't be anything new to say much in terms of my process. If anyone would have any questions or advice, suggestions, anything along those lines, you are more than welcome to share those with me, and I will be happy to comment or explain, depending on the nature of what it is you would like to say to me. Also, yesterday was the first time that I got raided by another painting stream, which was a pleasant surprise, and I think that I will start doing that as well, probably starting next week. Although we have a small viewership, there's no reason to just keep everything locked down within the boundaries of the particular stream. We can branch out and make friends on other streams and with other streamers, starting a little bit of networking. In addition, since the old season of Rebel is coming to an end, I will be looking forward to the new announcement for streamers and recappers, where I will apply as an official streamer for the Rebel. And hopefully I'll be able to draw some of those guys and gals to to our humble group. Hopefully there will be enough content of interest to keep them around and expand our little family of hobby enthusiasts. Including miniatures as well as video games. Tomorrow I will introduce a new type of stream, a new type of content, which will be a new video game that I will be playing live. This game being The Surge. The reason why is that the sequel is coming out in September. Alright, which will give me some time to get reacquainted with the mechanics. Probably, hopefully, get you all hooked on the game itself, as I do believe that it has a bit of a gem that may have gone unnoticed and that carries a heavy burden of constantly being compared to Dark Souls, which I don't think is particularly fair. I think I did make that analogy previously, but just as you wouldn't call every single jump and run platformer a Mario clone, I don't think it is relevant to call every single game that uses some of the Dark Souls mechanics a Dark Souls clone. So as September comes and The Surge 2 is released, I would like to try and make a stream for it. Although there is a possibility that my PC would not be able to handle the game along with OBS, both streaming and recording. Meanwhile, I have noticed that quality of the YouTube uploads is fairly low, so I may need to bump up the quality of the recordings, which will add some additional stress to the system resources that I have available. Now, this is something that I will have to test out additionally as well. As I do want to have the best possible quality with the equipment that I currently have, and I do believe that with the right amount of tweaks here and there, I can make noticeable changes in the quality output and in the production value as a whole. One thing I consistently find annoying is the microphone that I use, which is the one embedded in my C922 webcam that you're looking at right now. the one I use for the miniature scam, which will be a whole new can of worms to deal with, since I have very little, I wouldn't say zero, but very little active knowledge regarding sound engineering. So we have a body and we have a face, which means that the next parts we will need to apply to the model are a hairpiece, and this is the one I see right away. Keeping up with the spiky theme, we will be using the spiky mohawk. Probably haven't mentioned this yet, but I am a sucker for mohawks. Every miniature, every model, be it on tabletop or in PC gaming, whatever kind of gaming, everything just looks better with a mohawk, in my humble opinion. Right, and then we need to find this guy his chest piece, and there it is. Number 57, I think. Alright, Rony, so let's clean those up as well. See, this is a bit annoying. I really hate it. When the mode line, I didn't know if you can actually see this, but in between the spikes on the flat surface that curves between the spikes, there is a mode line, which will be a bit of a bitch to clean up. And unfortunately, because this will be the absolute top of the head and as such the top of the model, it will remain fairly visible after priming and after the miniature is complete. So cleaning it up would be a priority. So this part here is fairly simple. Nice flat surfaces. Going over a few times with the mold line remover. Should have them perfectly smooth and ready for the model itself. I think I can clean this one as well. And this is where I will go back to my hobby knife and just try to very carefully scrape off little bits and pieces of that mold line. I apologize for the background sound. As I can see, it's catching on the mic. I just have the window open because of the heat. For some reason, people think that the only way to get heard is to yell, which is not the case. But in order to explain to them, I would need to yell myself, and I do not want to do that. Once again, trying to keep things as chill and relaxed as humanly possible. And create a calm, relaxing environment during the stream. As I'm sure we all have more than enough stress in our everyday life to have added to this. I think these chest pieces appear to be mold line free, which is great for us. I will just give them a once over with a diamond file. For no other reason but to ensure a smooth fitting on the body. Although considering that this is the intended chest plate for this body, there shouldn't be an issue with the fitting at all. I was a bit surprised in the kit that I actually was limited in my choices for building up the bodies and the hair and head pieces. That was a bit of a disappointment. Especially considering that they don't have any obvious thematic limitations, so they are basically just dudes, which in my language means I should be able to just put whatever I want from the kit on them. Without having to worry about parts compatibility, which happens to not be the case. Also, the fact that we only have the set number of hair pieces, meaning that no matter what I do, I have so it's a bit like the Space Marine tactical bits, where you have the legs and the bodies separate, but only enough to build 10 models. So this actually brings limitations to the potential of builds, which is weird. I would think that GW would prefer expanding our abilities to customize models, especially when there will be so few of them in any given game. You would want to have them as unique as possible. 'Cause no one would bother look through 50 marines to find differences, but when you have 5 or 6 guys... That being said, I am talking about customization across separate gangs of the same type, so this may be going excuse me, a little bit over the line. So what I am talking about is that if you were to put on a table, on the same table, 2 separate, in this case Goliath gangs, they would be visually distinguishable, not only from the color scheme but also from the bits that you used. And the way the kit is built up, that diversity is somewhat limited. Nothing horrible, don't get me wrong, but it is a bit of a minor annoyance. Okay, and now a pretty crucial element that I did manage to screw up once already. The building of the head, combining it with the hair. So, how easy does this thing come off? Right, you know what? I think I might not even put glue on this one, because it is fairly well fitting, tight fit. I do feel resistance as I am applying the head, which means that if I put glue, it will start catching the elements before I am able to fully push it into place, and I would ruin the head, and this is a very nice head and hair combo to have ruined. I am actually not going to put glue here at all. I'm just gonna put glue at the base of the head so I can make our spiky dude ready for priming and drilling. If at any time during the rest of the process the face falls off, I will reattach it with glue, but until that moment happens, and if it doesn't happen, that means that it is planted firmly enough. In addition, as I apply the primer and the paint on top, it will act as a soft adhesive. Everything should be pretty much fine on that front. Not every single piece. Hey, it's Anif, how are you? Thanks for joining me. Oh, alright. It's pretty late. Sure thing. Not to worry. Come along whenever you have the time. Alrighty. Before you leave, could you please just tell me if the chat is visible to you on the main screen? Or whenever you come back. Alrighty, dude. Cheers, mate. Oh, okay. Good. Good, good, good. Cheers. So yeah, officially, I think I can call Spiky done. Just give him a few moments for the glue to settle. And things would be peachy on that front. As usual, however, I forgot to take a look at his inner thigh and clean up the mow line. Getting to be a habit of mine. And just as I was preaching about the calm nature of the stream, the music turned pretty rough. That being said, that doesn't bother me none. If it does bother any of you, however, please let me know and I will switch the style of the music. I'm just the kind of person that isn't particularly affected by this type of music. And so it gives me a weird feeling of internal cleansing, as in any bits and pieces of negative energy that may have accumulated in me, that is just like a bit of a spark that lights it up and cleans it up straight out. It's like fibers for the soul, how I see it. Alright, so I will call these lines cleaned out. So that is one more dude we have along for the ride. I'll build one more of these and then I will switch to arms. I haven't quite decided how to separate arm combinations, since some are combined, but we will be figuring that out as we go. Don't fall down, Spiky dude. My back is acting up again. I am sure that there is a comfortable posture somewhere to be found within this setup. Just keep not finding it. What would happen if I just removed my cheat cardboard altogether? Yeah, absolutely nothing whatsoever. I will be bringing it back whenever I need to do some cutting. It will be my makeshift cutting mat. For the time being, I think it's no longer necessary. Apologies for that. I don't often get the chance to talk a lot during the day, and so whenever I turn on the stream, my voice comes off a little bit coarse, and it takes a while to get the juices flowing, disgusting as that may sound. So yeah, I am actively considering where to place the face cam in the scene for the surge, or whether or not to actually use one at all. I probably will. I do prefer to have the face cam active at all time, whenever possible. The reason I did not have it on Tuesday during the Blood Bowl game was because my girlfriend was around and I didn't want, well, she didn't want to get in frame. And since my station is practically smack dab in the middle of the room, chances for that were high, so I just opted to not have it at all. So let's take a look at this fresh sprue and choose ourselves a body. Is there any chest piece left over here? Because this will help determine if I need it. I like this thing on the pocket. Looks fun. Maybe an accessory I will put on. No, I am either significantly blind or there is a set number of chest plates on the sprue. As in, as many as there are bodies. Means we will need to duplicate, which I hate. It's pretty weak sauce, not gonna lie. Right then, so I guess we'll be using the full body combo from the one that is already prepared for us. Now let's see the poses in action. I will just lay all of them down right here. And choose which one we like the most, enough to have a second version of it. Now we have the skull, we have the spiky dude we just built, we have the skull, the grenades, what do we go for? Another skull dude. Naturally, the one that is duplicated I will accessorize to minimize the duplication. How many of them are full? So this one and this one. I guess I'll just go for this one. The leg spread will give me opportunities for accessorizing that will be easier to put on, so that's how I will do it. Again, get my clippers on. And this guy is now liberated from his sprue prison. And yes, today I am using some performance enhancers. I got a Monster energy drink. Hey, Brother Rainbow. Thanks for joining. How are you doing? Oh, that's good to hear. I've been having a bit of a rough day at work, so I'm trying to be a bit more mellow on the stream to calm myself down. Yeah, I already have. I believe that this guy will be the last torso I'll be building for now, and then I'll go on to the arms and the accessories. I have added a chat box to the main screen, so if you can take a look to see when you type something, please let me know if it's legible, it's easy to read, and not intrusive. Or if I would need to tweak it some more. I think my hand is making the messages hard to read, so I'll probably put a background on them. It should be right above my my face cam. That's where the messages would appear. For a little while. Yeah. So I think I will put some sort of opaque background so that my pale hands don't obscure the chat. But yeah, aside from that, not doing anything different from the previous times, just trying to tidy up mold lines, get nice fitting. A green screen for a while, yes, but it is going to be a nightmare to deal with in the room. So my station is right in the middle of the room, so I would have to have two hangers to keep the green screen, and in between the streams I literally won't have where to put it. And besides, as you can see, this lamp I won't be able to move, so the green screen will essentially just clean up everything behind me, but I can't take out the lamp, and I think it will just look weird. Oh, so that way you can get a glimpse into in my room, and maybe add a bit of a personal note to the stream. Funny thing is that most of the things of interest around the room are naturally outside of frame. So I might need to rearrange my furniture a little bit so as to get the more interesting things. Like, I have a couple of swords, some posters, but the way they are placed now, you can't see them. that's something I may need to address at some point. This time I will not forget the inner thigh. Yeah, a couple of decorative katanas. That I have been I've received as gifts over the years, since I am practicing some martial arts, and it was a thematic gift to receive. I like them. They're fun ornament to have around. Oh, that sounds nice. Especially the shield, that gives you a lot of creative freedom, considering you can put all sorts of iconography. Yeah. But would you make the shield yourself? As in, make some woodwork, carving, and things like that? Do you dabble in such arts? Or oh, that's awesome. That's cool. You mentioned that you were thinking about streaming, so I think this would be pretty much a nice thing to a nice idea to capture on camera. The process of making the shield would be fun to watch, I think. Yeah, sure. It would still be a fun project to do. It doesn't have to be top of the do-it-yourself skill level. Yeah, oh. I think I can picture it. 90 by 100, yeah. Again, that's a pretty fun project to have. I hope you do get around to doing it. Because if personal experience is anything to go on, every time you get to do something with your hands, it's very rewarding, and it's just a blast to do. Yeah, depending on what kind of bow you're going for. If you're going for a composite bow, it would be pretty hard to do, to connect all of the components and whatnot. Oh, that is a decent price, yeah. Especially if it's close to realistic replica. There is a really fun traditional archery, okay. There is a very fun website, I think it was called realswords.com or something. Even if not for ordering anything off of it, it just has some pretty awesome replicas that can fuel your imagination and inspire you. They also have some replicas from video games that look pretty fun. Any rate, it's a nice source for inspiration and just ideas if you would want to dabble. So on to the chest piece. As we already have this one on this guy, I think I will go with the one with the skull. Oh, you're also writing a dissertation. Good luck on that. Seriously, this is... This is quite the endeavor. Would you mind sharing what the theme of the dissertation is, or at least in what field of science it is? Because it got me quite interested. Oh, that's a serious topic, for sure. Very, very expensive topic. All right. Is this along the lines of sociologic anthropology or cultural thing? Sociology, right. This is truly an expensive topic, and it also is changing very dynamically, considering the technology and the sources of communication that allow for gaming groups to form and to operate together, and how they turn into micro communities, how they bond, how they disassociate. It's really huge and expansive. I am it's daunting. It's daunting to undertake this. Merely thinking about it makes my head hurt. But fingers crossed, and I wish that you would have all the inspiration needed to go through with this. But it is also a very fun topic to cover, because it is something that we are actively a part of in our own way. Yeah, really, really cool. Yeah. tackle this theme. Got so excited I started dropping things around. When is it due? When would you need to present it? Oh, no worries, I was just pretty much repeating the same thing over and over again, just stating that it's a cool and fun theme, as much as it is daunting and expensive. And the only thing I did ask was when was it due? When are you supposed to be presenting it? I'm sure it is, and I suppose one of the more challenging things is to actually keep at the end of next year. Well, still, since this is pretty much a huge piece of work, I think that it being overdue isn't such a problem, because it will I would, yeah, quite, but in such a case I would go for quality and right, okay. Right, well, technically you would still have time. Yeah. Right. And time does fly. True that. Also, as I mentioned, this is a very dynamic theme itself, and so if you give yourself a longer period of time in between writing periods, it's very likely that something new would emerge which would cause you to have to include it, and so it's just a snowball effect. Still though, good luck on that, really, truly, for real. It is a great endeavor. Yeah. Oh, that's good. So the raw data is present. The literature, you mean the references that you need to cite? The citations part? I always hated that as well. It's super annoying. You need to base more or less each and every sentence that you have on someone else's work, which is what has discouraged me for trying to write such a theme. It is far too limiting. You should be able to contribute something, to bring in original work and being able to analyze it in the way that you want to make it work. having to constantly quote and base your entire thesis around someone else's work is just, I don't know, not my thing. Yeah, I didn't know that you were going for a doctorate. Yeah, let's. I don't want to bear down on you in any way. That's a good attitude. Again, I wish you the best. Yeah, that's good. It's only natural. Now, on a lighter note, have you been able to draft your roster for the tournament on Sunday? Because the one I drafted was pretty silly, but I think I'll stick to it, just for the giggles. I ended up just having 3 positionals, so that I can scrounge up the cash for a reroll, just in case. Because 0 rerolls is just way too risky. So I ended up bringing 2 blitzers, a thrower, and 5 linemen with a reroll. Right then, so let's go over to the previous sprue and pick out a head that we haven't used yet. And if I hit this camera another time, just one more time. So what do we have left? I think it's time for the cigar guy. Been a long time coming, and it's about time. And this is a fairly clean body, so it doesn't have the thing in front of the mouth, so it's a good opportunity to use the head. What is this then? Just a moment, let me check. Oh, alright, let me just bring this up to the screen. Oh, these are really cool. The yellow Skaven. Yellow looks very good on them, and this is a very good shade of yellow. With the shading and with... yeah, it looks great. Hopefully they look like that in real life as well, but I am very, very happy with the yellow. Looks awesome. Oops. Chat over here. Oops. Yeah, that. Hey, it's Anif, welcome back. Okie dokie. Nothing like communicative hobbying. Really nice. Well, I don't know. I've mostly seen green ones, so I think yellow will be. It'll certainly not. It's certainly not particularly common in our group, so it will be fun to see. But they do look good, I have to say. So what I'm doing right now is very wrong. You should never wiggle a piece out of the sprue. Okay. Because it might catch material. Okie dokie, so let's clean up. Are there any conversions on the team, or are they just vanilla from the kit? Since the GW things really lend themselves to good amounts of customization. Oh, that's great. That means that you will limit the repeatability of the poses. I haven't actually checked out the booster pack for the Skaven team, but if I am on from the other booster packs I saw, they are very nice models that Forge World produced for all of the teams. Can't wait to see them in real life. Two runners and additional models. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. And also, we haven't seen a Skaven team in our group since Peter's team in Season 1. So it's going to breathe some nice variety in our local meta. But yeah, including the 2 additional gutter runners is very important, because it brings the number up to 4, which is what you want to have, and at the same time having 2 mana poses on 4 positions is too much monotony. Okay, so now it gets interesting. So I have to cut off the cigar somehow. I swear I have scrapings that are larger than this detail. Shit. It is very important not to drop this piece, because it's so small, I would automatically lose it. So I have to find a way to clean up the cigar. As it keeps swerving in my hand. Ah! And there it happened. Oh, there it is. it's very uncomfortable, because if I apply pressure to it, it just swerves in my fingers. I end up not being able to do it at all. Alright, so definitely a challenging little piece. I will try to stick it, and then oh no, it's an acquired skill, so it's very much like cutting professionally. So like the professionals are always cutting away from their limbs, from their bandages, so yeah, it's fine. There are ways to circumvent certain trauma and cuts, but it is very much uncomfortable to do, I'm not gonna lie. Right, so do I have something to put the glue on? I'm just going to put the drop here. And take the cigar somehow. And hopefully That will stick. I think he's painting goblins. Or no, I forget. He told me and I forgot. Really silly. No, he's bringing goblins to the league, so I don't know what he is painting for. I forgot. Told me on a previous stream, but just completely forgot. Oh, guess the glue is still a bit on the wet side. Oh yeah, Amazons. Okay, so this was done. Hopefully, no, it's not. Well. Right, yeah, my mistake. The ever so versatile team. Yeah. I got it. Okay. So now we will be giving. And Roro Rimbo, were you able to already draft your roster? Or were you waiting to confirm if the team would be ready to use? I really wanted to include a big guy. I think in sevens it will do you very well. Especially in a tournament. So how much is that? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams in one. This has to be the most versatile team build ever in Blood Bowl history. I'm gonna go ahead. And all elf teams. Alright. So totally an all-in-one. That's really awesome. Well, I mean, you can proxy them as such without them actually being representative of undead things. So I would give them the benefit of the doubt. This is impossible. Well, as expected, the cigar is gone. Forever lost. Oh, probably just molding things. Oh yeah, these are so cool. What are they supposed to be? The Dark Elf Assassins. They look great. They have the how you would call it, the jester's feel to them. They're pretty cool models. Good choice. Good choice for including them. The Acolyte Kid. Oh, okay. Well, Cigar Dude will not have a cigar, but that's fine. 20 plus and growing. Yeah, but with all the substitutes, so again, there were how many? 9 teams? So to have nine teams at the ready with just 20 or 30 models, that is an extreme achievement. Considering otherwise that we will be over, what, 80 pieces and above. Or Beastman, again with the same theme. This is a very good project that you have there. Alright, and let's just put this guy's head on. There he goes. Alright, not too similar. I think they were in the list. Corn, yeah, he did mention corn. So yeah. Right, so I think this will be the starting team. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dudes. In total, if necessary, I will build more of them. So let's check out what we can give them as accessories. This guy would land himself. One more for sevens. Yeah. No, I think I'll stick around with this number until I actually get to read the rules, which, shame or no shame, I will admit I have not yet done. So after calculating points and values and whatnot, I will consider adding them. So, what can we add to these guys? Let's start with one piece of flair. Well, yeah, it's just that I've been doing torsos for 3 streams now and I just want to move on to a different part of the building aspect. So is this supposed to be thigh armor? Mm-hmm. There was one fun thing I wanted. Yeah, there it is. This is definitely going on. Oh yeah, you mentioned this guy. Yeah. Oh wow, the conversion with the football in the football in the tail is just beautiful. Let me try and get that on screen, because that's really good. That's nice. Yeah, Richard really does have an eye for conversions. I still remember his death roller, which was essentially scratch built. Just give me a second and I will bring these up. Screenshot. So these are the assassins that he mentioned. The two assassins. And this is the Mino. From this angle, please just take a look at the tail catching the ball. This is just amazing. Considering that this, I don't think this is a Blood Bowl model at all. Really cool. Really, really cool. No, no worries. Nah, no, I didn't think so. Yeah, the thaumaturge, that's right. He was a Tzinchian beast, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Still a really cool. Awesome. The only more comments I've seen regarding this model as a Blood Bowl piece was that it's quite large, so it may be an issue if you need to put it in a prone position, but aside from that, it's truly a magnificent model. So I've seen some people make some tokens to represent when he is prone or stunned. But then again, such a model shouldn't fall down. Oh wow. So these are the acolytes? Okay. Keep on keeping on. You're doing a great job with Obtain, by the way. Oh, okay. These are also really fine. And really well painted. Right. Yeah, it's they have very good contrast, so they will really pop on the table. They look great, and also there is a very nice transition in the hair and the way that the teal goes into white for the highlights. Okay, so let's get some work done on this table as well. I was about to clean up this side pocket with a helmet. Are there any mold lines to speak of? Yeah, just a little here. On the bottom, just gonna quickly scrape these off. Okay, so it would be for you. The cigar guy will get this thing on him somehow. Why do I keep dropping things? Suppose this is how it should go on, or like this, maybe? Yeah, I think this is how it should go on. There is, oh, that's a mold line. So judging on the curvature of the backside of this element, I think it should go something like this. If I were to stop dropping it, of course. Yeah, it's something along those lines. Yeah. Oh, might as well just put it on then. I'm actually not the biggest fan of these sorts of accessories, but they are fun to add. So I will. So just satchel with a helmet attached. Not really sure if this is how it should be, but it would be my interpretation of it. Okay. And also, I think I figured out how to proceed with the cigar. So since the sprues are identical, I'm just going to do it all over again. And I'm going to cut off a larger piece of the sprue. You can just get in there. There we go. So now I actually have a little handle from the sprue itself, which I will use to attach the cigar. Yeah, this is much more stable. Not quite, but still close enough. We'll get some more glue. I need to get better tweezers. These are annoying. I just use my hand for this. No, I can't. I am not going to give up on this. Cigar dude will have his cigar, whether he wants to or not. Phew. There we go. And now after the glue dries out, I will just cut off what's left of the sprue that's holding him in. Probably with the hobby knife. Okay, so this guy has his piece of flair. So we can move on to the next guy. This is in fact Scully. So I think it would be only fitting to give him a shoulder pad with a skull, if one presents itself. And there it is, okay. Again, just a bit of cleanup. On the piece. Ow. And I managed to effectively cut myself. Great. Yeah, just a minute, please. I will go and apply some black with Band-Aid.
Lost enigmas in the dust. I cannot remember, though they tell me that I must. Sky is torn asunder, fear that breaks the brave will not drag me under, climb out of the grave. Make a sign or faults divine, spark of worth
Alright, sorry for that, guys. I just managed to spill some of my blood in the name of the hobby.
stand side by side. We won't come undone, for the hands that will carry us home are touched by fate.
No biggie. was bound to happen. I just couldn't stop dropping things all day. Right then, so how do we get this onto the guy? I think right here will be good. Yeah, I wouldn't lose. Yeah, a bit of my blood. I cut myself. Yeah, nothing to worry about. It's just annoying. Oh, it's not. It's not your fault. There's nothing to apologize for. It's fine. Cuts with the hobby knife are annoying because it cuts pretty deep, and so it's not a painful cut. It's just messy. But because it's a clean cut, it will also quickly heal up. So the more blunt an instrument is that you manage to cut yourself with, the harder it is for the wound to heal. So when I am using something that's essentially a scalpel, things will be fine. But yeah, I did manage to get the cigar from the other sprue into this guy's mouth finally, using a bit of the sprue as a handle to make it more manageable. And now I'm just waiting for the glue to set, and I will cut the rest of the sprue with the hobby knife. And I also gave him this side satchel with the helmet. And what do we give this guy? I think this guy, having the grenade, he should have a grenade pack. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so this is the new sprue. Using the old one, we can get one of the grenade clusters. If I can manage to find them. Yep, there they are. Right at the tip of my fingers. Okay, let's try and not cause any further damage to myself while doing this. Because I am running out of band-aids. It was a bit much. I don't think it particularly matters. There is a bit of a mold line to be cleaned here. Alright. So how do we attach this? So on one hand we have these handles. The other hand we have these handles. I think that is how it's gonna go. Yeah, that's about right. I'll just hold them for a while because the connecting point is pretty small, so I need to ensure that the glue sets right before I release them. Just hold for a few seconds. I think 10 to 20 seconds is enough. Although, as usual, I overdid it. Yeah, but look, there is a gap between the thigh. Also, the bevel in the belt gives enough room for a nice drop of glue to set in. Oh, it should be fine. I'm just going to remove this arm altogether. Yeah, he'll be fine. Yeah, I did similar things to my human team, and that's why I am fairly confident how it will fare. Although I can use this place here for another point, for another glue point. You're right. Let's try this. Because they are so close, I might as well. Yeah, that actually worked out better than expected. I didn't consider that this could be a sticking point. Cool. Alright, so that's 3 guys that have some flair to them. I wonder if this is already settled so that I can chop it off. Very carefully. I want to just put my thumb here for support and literally just cut the piece off. And there we go. Okay. Tiniest bit of cleanup here. Yeah, I'm not touching that anymore. It is as good as it's going to get. Yeah, I guess. They do have very distinctive um, proportions for GW models. So for Spiky Dude, we will be putting some more spikes in the form of a spiky shoulder pad. Here it is. This is a very weird connector. Oh yeah, definitely. Provided I just strip. Yeah, and that's actually very little conversion work. All I have to do is put some arms without weapons, and as you can see, they even have such. I just need to take some arms, let's say, from a human team. Not even the arms, just the hands. And they are all ready. Which is an idea, actually, when I think about it. Even after painting them, I can just give them a set of arms, because they will be interchangeable. So yeah, actually that I can integrate them as Chaos Pact humans. That's a good idea. Thanks for mentioning that, Rorimbo. So they will work both for Necromunda and for Blood Bowl. Yeah, thanks. So this guy will get his shoulder pad right here.
Politicking, that's Daenerys Palin. From Dorne to the Stormlands, the north and beyond, to the Westlands and Essos, I'm keeping it strong. From the Crownlands to the Reach, you know I'm getting love. To the Riverlands and back because I've got that dragon blood. So follow more clueless, I thought that you knew this, but dragons aren't people, you know we've been through this. I'm quick to burn a hater, no mercy, damagers smacking kings in the face like my name was Cersei Lannister. Burn, burn, you're gonna burn.
There we go. Well, that's one way of doing things, I guess. I'm getting sloppy. Doesn't seem to grab hold very well. Probably putting glue where there is nothing to connect to. This should work. Yeah, just let it sit like this. Okay. And I'll just take a bit of a break and put some flare on these last two fellers, and then we will be calling it for today. But for now, let's let things happen naturally. Guess I'm a bit tired today. Sorry for being less vocal even than usual. Just a longer day. So meanwhile, we can look through what we have left for Flare. I call it Flare because I'm reminded, yeah, the end of the week is coming, and believe me, I can't wait. I can't wait for Friday. So calling this Flare is because I'm reminded of the movie Office Space, if you remember it, where the place where Jennifer Aniston's character worked, she had to wear a particular amount of flair, and by that they meant some brushes and stuff like that to adorn their uniforms with. And so whenever I am accessorizing Plastic Dudesman, I'm always reminded of that bit. What will this guy receive? I am considering the knife, or there was a chain thing I saw. Where is the chain thing? This one. This chain thingamajigger with the canisters. And since he already has canisters, I think I'm gonna give him the canisters. Although how they are supposed to go on is a matter completely and entirely different. See, he has a carabiner, so it's probably gonna have to stick vertically. Or not, let's just give him the knife. And then, oh well, I'm looking at this guy, not this guy. So yeah, this, he can use the carabiner. With the canisters. The name of the box, well, this is actually from the starter, from the two-player starter box, and this is Itsanev's starter box. He kept the Asher team, the Asher gang, and he just gave me the sprues for the Goliath gang, along with the Forge World booster for additional weapons. So I don't actually have a... Yeah, it is, but I don't have the box to show. Why I'm explaining, I just got the sprues from you. And right after we talked about the possible color schemes to use and that I wanted to use red, I noticed that the box art itself is red. So this will probably be the most common color scheme, but whatever. In my defense, I didn't know red was the box art at the time when I made the decision, so I am sticking with it. Yeah, I just usually want more uniqueness in the models I make. I don't feel comfortable just repeating things that are all over the internet. Makes it feel a bit like plagiarism or something. But yeah, it's by no means bad. Just a matter of a personal approach to deciding on color schemes. That being said, I am making my Norse team blue, which is again a very common color scheme for Norse teams. For Blood Bowl. So that pretty much makes my statement void of content. Right, so how do we place this pack of canisters? Should it go here? Or should it go to the side? on this side. What's this then? Oh, your Venators. Oh, they are coming along splendid. Oh, they look very nice. Where did you get the legs from? Yeah, I'll just a second, I'll bring it up. From the Mechanicus, yeah. Right. Very cool. Let me just bring up the pictures. There. Look at that. And all the nice metallics, really nice. And also this transition here with the blue, really cool. That splash of contrast color is just awesome. Also, you made a combi. Cool. Very nice. You've been extremely creative with these things. I really enjoy seeing your work. I really do. I think that as much as I like to, this is not the model. This will be the model with the canisters. Yeah, I have been painting too much third-party model, too many third-party models, and as a result, my creative juices have run a bit on the dry side, and whenever I see such inspired work with such imagination, it really does my heart good. Wow, look at this guy. Awesome. He has a bit of an Arbites look in the head. But yeah, super cool again. Using multiple bits and pieces from different kits. Making something really original. Really cool. Where is my cursor? Okay. Oh wow, that's a lot of different bits. Yeah, well, looking at what you have in the bits box really pushes you to come up with crazy ideas, and in your case they really work well together. Do you have any plans for the Asher gang that was in the starter box? Or did you give them away? Not soon, okay. Well, the Venators are quite the challenge, so I don't think there will be a need to deal with the Ashers anytime soon. Okie dokie. Whoa. Look at that green. Look at that green. Whoa. Did you mix in yellows in the green to brighten up the highlights, or are they just different shades of green? Either way, they look astounding. Oh, so it's just greens, yeah, okay. Still. Yeah. Yeah. It shows, I can see the yellowish, and it works really well as a highlight. Really it's at the same time, it's a very striking color, but it's melded very well with the shadows, so it doesn't look like a separate type of color, if that makes sense. And it has at the same time high contrast, and you can see the smooth transition to the shadows in the recesses, so it worked really well. Yes. Yeah, I can tell, and it's very thematic. So they are cyborgs put together, and they are all spare parts. So it works on several levels at the same time. It's really cool. Yeah, this guy will just get a knife. Oh, it's actually from this side. What? That changes things. Yeah, there we go. In the words of Crocodile Dundee, now that's a knife! In my horrible interpretation of an Australian accent. That's not a knife, this is a knife. But will it stick? Yep. Cool. Completely uncoordinated with anything else, but it'll just have to do. Okay, so all of the guys have something of an accessory to them. So Cigar Guy has his helmet and satchel on his thigh. Scully Dude has a Scully shoulder plate. Smiley Dude has some grenades because of course he who smiles must be an explosive psychopath. Spiky Dude has a spiky shoulder pad. And this guy has a bunch of canisters with a weird purpose. And this guy has a knife. Thanks, man. Thanks. Hope I will be able to get the arms to look decent when I drill the holes and put them on, but that will be on the next build stream, so somewhere next week. I hope to be ready-ish. No, I think there will be maybe 2 more streams regarding the building of this gang. So one will be with me just cutting out and preparing the arms, and one more for drilling and applying the wire clips and the sticky tack. Oh wow. So yeah, I'll be just having one last smoke, and then I will be cutting the stream for today. With tomorrow hopefully introducing a bit of a new game. if the computer manages to run it smoothly. The surge, as in electrical surge. I'll play around in the afternoon to see if I can get it to work with OBS and make it streamable, and if everything works well. A bit of horror, so it has vibes of horror, but it's not, I wouldn't call it a horror game. It does have elements of Dead Space and Elysium, the movie Elysium, if you've seen it. Yeah, it's just better to show it and to explain. Yeah? Oh, you have for the movie. Okay, it just it took me a while to connect the dots on this one. Yeah. Makes sense. So yeah, we did do some good work today. I hope Eatsanif managed to get some progress done as well. And for me personally, it did help me unwind a bit, get my mind off more in real life bothers. So I would consider it a win in that way. Oh, that's good. It's good that there was no damage to it. You may be taking influence from me because I've been dropping pieces around all stream. I think I spent most of the stream just trying to pick up and not drop things. My shaky fingers. But this is an expected adverse event to working with models of this scale. I can't even imagine what it would be working with the 15 mil scale for larger scale battles. Trying to paint and clean up these models would probably be a hell of a bother. Okay, guys, so thank you very much for joining me. It's been a blast for me. Hope you had some fun moments as well. And as I said again, tomorrow I will probably be streaming at about the same time, so if you have some time, I'd love to see you around. Good luck on all of your projects and everything that you will be doing. Thanks, have a nice rest as well, and have a beautiful day tomorrow. Gratitude again for everyone who joined, and I wish you all a pleasant evening. Bye bye then.